everyone, my name is Yanshil and you're watching Offline TV for Korean professional to build an international career. Today is going to be a pretty special session. I think you might already notice that I speak English instead of Korean, right? I invited first non-Korean interviewee to talk about fear and taking an action. If you ever felt like you know what exactly you should do, but you just can't pull the trigger, you're going to enjoy this session today. Let's get started. Hi, Offline members. I am so excited today because today I have very special guests. I know I say that every single time, but today we have first non-Korean guest, Jay. Welcome, Jay.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm just really excited. 안녕하세요. 저는 그 링크드인의 제이라고 하는데요. 현재 싱가포르에서 링크드인 싱가포르에서 한국 마케트와 대구 마케트 담당하고 있는 채용 솔루션을 담당하고 있고요. 그리고 싱가포르에서 이미 싱가포르에 산지 4년 정도 됐고, 한국어로 하면은 좀 부담스러워서 영어로 진행하시면 감사하겠습니다.
한국어 정말 잘하죠. 저는 솔직히 지금 비디오 시작하기 전에 잠깐 제이랑 얘기했는데요. 저는 깜짝 놀랐어요. 너무 잘해서. I was actually quite surprised that you speak English, Thai, and Korean, like covering Thailand and Korean market. So as I haven't seen so many people like that, even in Singapore, could you tell us a little bit about your background?
I was in Thailand until I was 16. And then I first had a chance to come to Singapore due to my father's business when I was 16. And after graduating high school, I went to Melbourne, graduating from Monash University. And after that, I came to Singapore looking for a job, obviously to start my career.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to share how we connected through LinkedIn. He actually saw like some of the video that I shared and he really liked it. And then he mentioned that like he has some Korean friend and like he works with Korean people every single day. And he realized that so many Korean people think too much and they don't take action. Could you tell us why you think like that?
I'm looking at Korean culture and society from a foreigner point of view. And with regards to overthinking, what I really meant was that when it comes to Korea, I have a handful of Korean friends that have kind of a lot of thoughts in their mind, but they find it difficult to put the thoughts into action. And one thing that I find interesting about Korean culture is that it's viewed as not a really good thing if you stand out too much. In the sense that everybody's trying to feel accepted by being the same. And when you actually look at what companies like LinkedIn look for, we value a lot about diversity. We value about being yourself, bringing your whole self at work. And I think on that sense, there's a mismatch between what has been taught in Korea and what international company may look for. So I think that's number one. Number two is obviously there are a lot of compounding factors into this. But I feel that those who already have jobs pretend to feel more protective of what they have rather than taking more risk to the next job or next level they want to. On the other side, we have those who are looking for jobs and they feel less confidence because they're not getting what they feel that they should be getting, right?
So I hear like you think that a lot of people cannot take action because they are so afraid of being judged by other people, and then they are so afraid to make any mistakes and stuff, right? So like actually challenge your perspective, because I realized those kind of like procrastinating like without taking any action is actually not only Korean people's problem but also like so many people's like universal problem. I can say this because I've taken so many courses for entrepreneurs, facilitated by American people, American coaches, and they say procrastinating without taking any action is like one of the common thing shown by like so many people. But I can say that like you've taken action. For you, it's quite hard to understand like why people not like taking small steps first, right? So could you tell us like what's your thought process when you make some kind of like small steps having fears?
I can't agree more to that, and it is normal. I'm fearful too, I'm afraid. But there's one perspective that I find really helpful. It was a clip I found on LinkedIn by Sarah Blakely. She's the CEO of the company called Spanx. And she talks about how she redefines the word failure to her. And failure to her actually means not trying rather than, compare with the outcome. So, of course, you fear to be judged, you fear to fail, but actually not taking action or not trying can actually be seen as failure as well. It actually limits ourselves and limits who you could actually be. So one thing that comes to my mind was that, when I first joined LinkedIn, I joined because of my Thai skill to cover Thai market. And a week before I joined, my manager gave me a call. Look, Jay, there's an opportunity for you to cover Korean market as well, because I heard you speak Korean. So why don't you have this conference call with the my counterpart in Korea to check I would be suitable. Obviously, my mindset then was, it's something I didn't really need to do. I felt that it's more kind of a why not kind of mentality that I wanted to first challenge myself. Second is for me to improve in terms of language. And I didn't want to limit myself in terms of, okay, I'm comfortable to have a daily conversation in Korean, but also inside, how far can I go? And it's proven really rewarding taking that extra step because, I now be able to write a proposal email. I have great working relationship with the Korean team. And, I think the business view me as a really valuable asset for talent to cover two markets. And initial thought was only for my own sake and for my own improvement. And if I turn back time to do it again, I would do it again. And I think that story shares quite a good amount of leap of faith that I took.
I think I was the same. When I was in Korea, I felt like I can't make mistake. I can't fail. Because like after failure, there's no way out. That's actually how I felt. And then I was so afraid of making any mistakes like in life. But after actually failing in the US, I found that it's not like really hurting my life. I'm not like dying, right? Of course, like you manage your risk. And then I know like how much I can go far. And I stop in the middle. Like I didn't go to, far end. And I actually failure made me a lot stronger and taught me a lot of things. And then I could do a lot more than that. Next one was a fly. I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, I already had like some kind of 맷집. Do you know 맷집? Like, I got beaten up so much. Like now I can stand it, right? So I think these kind of like mentality is really important for us. Like, it's okay to make mistake. It's okay to, fail at something, right? Just try first and then figure out from there. Okay, like I know that you've done a lot of things outside of LinkedIn. You have so many speaking voluntary jobs. So I was wondering like why you took those kind of like voluntary job and, what's your, plan behind?
I personally love public speaking and I enjoy sharing my passion where I hope others would benefit from. Obviously, LinkedIn, we have a lot of insights and industry knowledge that we could share to help others understand why it is important to have the personal brand, why is it important to portray yourself professionally, and why is it important to distinguish yourself from the competition, right? So after years in LinkedIn, I realized, the potential of LinkedIn is not about, finding jobs and whatnot. It's about getting connected. Like it's like how we are talking today, right? Having a completed profile which shows who you are as a person. On the professional side, what are you thriving? What are you passionate about?
Right.
You could tell, in the interview, you could say so much, but when they click on your LinkedIn profile and you see you doing all these initiatives, even more impressive.
Yeah, well, so when I was in Korea, it was like really small and nobody uses it. And like still, it's not really major. Of course, a lot of like people who wants to come like international market wants to use like LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is not really widely used in Korea. So a lot of people just like copy and paste their resume and then they just like hands off. But LinkedIn, you can do a lot of things. Like you can actually publish some article to share your insights and knowledge with so many people. That's basically indirectly telling everyone that how well prepared you are and how professional you are, right? You guys can take a look his profile, what kind of strategy he used. You can actually, apply to your own profile as well.
I just want to add on one point is that you have to define your own purpose of what you want to achieve out of LinkedIn. If it's that you want to move to your next career, then I think you need to see, okay, what is important for when a recruiter view my profile? What is important, right? Important thing is the first impression. I understand that in Korea they have like a mandatory mug shot kind of headshot.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I ask it's like, are you applying for 승무원? Like
yeah, actually there's so many, right?
Yeah, and I mean, for me, when I look at it, I was like, okay, what kind of image are you trying to portray here?
Exactly. Yes.
Are you trying to be different, or are you trying to be the same? Right. So I think that's really something you need to kind of see in a different angle. That when the recruiters spend the first 5 seconds on your profile, you want to stand out. You want to be like, oh, I'm not a typical Korean, or I'm actually ready for overseas experience. And if they see that, I think it's a given that you will make a stronger candidate.
Right. Thank you. I think that it's really informational and inspiring even to me as well. So if there's any message you want to share with a flight audience?
For people in Korea who actually really want to achieve this international career, shifting in mindset is really, really important. If you're being passive, nobody will help you. You need to take control of the situation before opportunities will rise. So take control of the situation. If you see anyone that may be beneficial to you, could be a warm connection to you, just reach out to them. The worst thing that could happen.
You just get ignored. That's fine.
Right? Doing sales.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Jay. And it was a really fun session for me today. And I hope that you guys enjoy our session as well. And if you have any questions, please comments below. Then I will get back to you. See you next time. Bye.
어플라이 TV의 각 에피소드는 저의 인사이트와 함께 어플라이 웹사이트의 무료 자료 섹션에서 찾아보실 수 있어요. 에피소드에 대한 질문이나 어플라이 멤버분들과 공유하고 싶은 것이 있다면 댓글을 통해 남겨주시기 바랄게요. 어플라이의 다양한 무료 자료와 멤버분들께만 공유하는 정보를 받아보시려면 뉴스레터 구독란을 통해 이메일 주소를 남겨주세요. 웹사이트와 유튜브에서는 공개하지 않을 해외 취업 전략 이메일 시리즈를 보내드리도록 하겠습니다.